They said he was finished, but how do you stop a man who refuses to slow down? At 39, Cristiano Ronaldo just shocked the Saudi Pro League, not once, but twice, with goals that felt like vintage magic. But here's the twist. It's not just about the goals, it's about what drives him to keep dominating when others fade away. What secret keeps CR7 performing like he's still 25? Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will change how you think about greatness forever. We'll explain everything in this video step by step. Don't skip it. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath, because the legend just did it again! Cristiano Ronaldo, the man who redefines time itself, has once more set the Saudi Pro League on fire! Under the blazing Riyadh night, Al Nassr fans roared like thunder, and CR7 answered their call in pure joy fashion. The first goal! Oh, it was vintage Ronaldo. A burst of speed, a perfectly timed run, and a thunderous strike that left the goalkeeper frozen like a statue in disbelief. But wait, you thought that was enough. Not for Cristiano Ronaldo. The man's hunger doesn't end, it evolves. Just when the opposition tried to regroup, boom, another masterpiece! A curling finish so precise it could have been drawn with a compass. That's not just football, that's art in motion! And look at that celebration! The crowd erupting, the Siuuu echoing through the stadium like a war cry. This isn't just another match, it's a statement. At 39, Ronaldo isn't slowing down, he's rewriting the rules of longevity. Al Nassr march forward, powered by their captain, their talisman, their relentless warrior. 2 goals, 3 points. And a message to every critic who dared to doubt him: Cristiano Ronaldo still runs football's show. So here's the question that keeps the world talking. How does he keep doing this? The discipline, the drive, the fire. It's not just talent, it's obsession. And tonight, that obsession lit up the Saudi Pro League once again. Stay tuned, because if this is how Ronaldo starts the week, you know the rest of the season is going to be pure magic. Under the dazzling Riyadh night sky, Al Nassr Stadium was alive with energy, and all eyes were fixed on one man, Cristiano Ronaldo. The match began with intensity, the kind that you could feel in your chest. Al Nassr were chasing momentum in their title run, the pressure building, the crowd restless. And then came the moment that flipped everything. Ronaldo, with that trademark glint in his eyes, sensed the opening before anyone else did. The defenders hesitated for half a second, and that's all he needed. A perfectly timed sprint, a flawless touch, and the net rippled with power. The stadium exploded, and the chants of Siuuu thundered across the night. It wasn't just a goal, it was a roar of belief. A declaration that Al Nassr were far from done in the Saudi Pro League title race. That first goal changed everything. The energy on the pitch shifted immediately. His teammates, feeding off his fire, began playing with a new rhythm, a renewed confidence. You could see it. Every pass had purpose, every run had intent. Ronaldo wasn't just scoring, he was leading, commanding and inspiring. The opposition tried to close him down, but he found spaces where none seemed to exist, operating like a man with a map of the future. Every time he touched the ball, the crowd rose in anticipation, waiting for another spark of genius, and soon enough it came. His second goal was pure poetry, a strike so clean, so powerful, it silenced the skeptics in an instant. 2 goals, 2 statements, and a wave of emotion that swept through every corner of the stadium. The impact of those goals went beyond the scoreline. Al Nassr weren't just winning a match, they were reigniting their belief, their momentum, their identity. The players' body language transformed, shoulders lifted, spirits ignited. You could feel the rhythm of hope pulsing again through the fans, the club, the city. This was more than just a game of football. It was a reminder of why Ronaldo is more than an athlete. He's a force of nature. The man thrives under pressure, feeds on expectation, and delivers when the moment demands greatness. For Al Nassr, his brace wasn't just 2 goals on the scoreboard. It was a symbol of resurgence, a spark that could define their title journey. Every great team needs a leader who rises when the stakes are highest. And Ronaldo's performance did exactly that. His energy on the field was contagious. He pressed, shouted, encouraged, demanded. It was leadership by example, the kind that lifts an entire squad's mentality. The fans felt it too. Their chants grew louder, their belief stronger. With every minute that passed, Al Nassr's rhythm became unstoppable. Ronaldo's double not only delivered 3 crucial points, but also reignited the fire of a title dream that had started to flicker. It was a performance that reminded the world why he's still one of the greatest to ever play the game. A moment that turned pressure into power and challenge into triumph. Cristiano Ronaldo's performance was a reminder of what makes him timeless. That perfect balance of precision, power, and passion that has defined his career for over 2 decades. From the very first whistle, you could see it in his body language, the sharp focus, the calm before the storm. Every movement carried intent, every glance forward carried purpose. When he got his first real chance, there was no hesitation, no second thought. His positioning was textbook, his control immaculate. The way he adjusted his before striking the ball was something only a player of his experience and intelligence could execute. The sound of the net bulging after that first shot wasn't just the noise of a goal. It was the echo of vintage CR7, the perfectionist, the performer, the predator inside the box. As the match unfolded, his hunger only grew stronger. Every touch seemed charged with electricity. The defenders tried to mark him tightly, but Ronaldo has never been about brute force alone. He's about anticipation, movement and timing. He drifted across the front line, reading the game 2 steps ahead. waiting for the smallest gap, the tiniest lapse in concentration. And when that moment came again, it was classic Ronaldo. He unleashed a curling shot that bent past the keeper with surgical precision. The kind of finish that's been replayed in highlight reels since his Manchester United and Real Madrid days. The crowd erupted, but Ronaldo remained composed, eyes sharp, arms spread wide in his signature celebration. It wasn't arrogance, it was artistry, that calm intensity, that undeniable aura. It was the embodiment of a man who's mastered his craft through relentless work and obsession with perfection. But what made this display truly special was the emotional weight behind it. At his age, many thought his best days were behind him, yet he was redefining expectations again. His footwork was crisp, his speed still lethal, and his instincts razor sharp. Watching him play was like witnessing a sculptor shaping his masterpiece. Every pass, every turn, every finish executed with intent. He didn't need to say a word. His performance spoke louder than anything. It reminded fans why they fell in love with football in the first place. The drama, the beauty, the emotion that one player can bring to the game. Ronaldo was more than just effective. He was elegant, powerful, and commanding, blending precision with passion in a way that very few ever could. Even his interactions with teammates told a story. The high fives, the quick gestures of encouragement, the intensity in his eyes, they reflected a man who leads by example, who pushes everyone around him to elevate their own standards. Every time he scored, it wasn't just about personal glory, it was about lifting Al Nassr higher, about igniting belief. That combination of skill, experience, and emotion turned an ordinary league match into something unforgettable. It wasn't just Ronaldo scoring goals, it was Ronaldo reminding the football world that brilliance never fades. It just evolves. The stadium trembled as Cristiano Ronaldo celebrated, and in that instant, it felt like the entire world stopped to witness a moment that transcended football. The Siuuu echoed through the air like thunder rolling over the desert, bouncing off the stands and reverberating through every fan's chest. It wasn't just a celebration, it was a declaration of dominance, a ritual of triumph that only Ronaldo could deliver with such power and presence. Thousands of Al Nassr supporters erupted in unison, waving flags, shouting his name, completely lost in the euphoria of the moment. The sight of Ronaldo, arms stretched wide, face glowing with pride and fire, sent a surge of electricity through the stadium. Every child in the stands mimicked his move, every camera focused on him, every heart beat a little faster. That celebration wasn't just about scoring, it was about connection, emotion, and the unstoppable force of one man's legacy. As the chants grew louder, it became clear that the celebration symbolized something much deeper. It wasn't simply a player enjoying his success. It was an athlete defying the limits of time. At an age when most players fade quietly into retirement, Ronaldo continues to roar with the same intensity as he did at 25. The crowd's reaction mirrored that realization. They weren't just cheering a goal, they were witnessing history in motion. His Siuuu wasn't only a shout of joy, it was a reminder to the world that greatness doesn't age, it only evolves. Every leap, every twist mid-air, every landing carried the weight to his relentless commitment. The discipline that has kept him at the top for so long. It was both a celebration of victory and a celebration of resilience. You could feel the energy ripple through the team as well. His teammates couldn't help but be drawn into his orbit. They rushed toward him, smiling, shouting, embracing him, knowing they were part of something iconic. Ronaldo's celebrations have always been about more than himself. They ignite belief in those around him. The fans feed off his energy and the players rise with it. That Siuuu is a battle cry that transcends borders. It's known from Lisbon to Riyadh, from Old Trafford to the Bernabeu. It's not just sound, it's symbolism. When Ronaldo celebrates, he's reminding everyone watching, young or old, that passion and perseverance can still shake the world. The stadium wasn't just loud, it was alive, pulsing with shared emotion and admiration. There's a unique kind of theatre in the way Ronaldo celebrates. He turns simple gestures into spectacles, moments into memories. Cameras capture every detail, the intensity in his eyes, the flex of his muscles, the pure joy radiating from his expression. It's charisma, confidence, and conviction rolled into one. Even the opposition couldn't help but acknowledge it. They were witnessing a man who commands the stage every time he steps on it. That celebration, that sound, that energy embodies the essence of Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy, a symbol of a player who refuses to fade quietly into history but instead continues to make it for years. Critics have followed Cristiano Ronaldo's every move, waiting for the moment when his brilliance would finally dim. But once again, he turned pressure into motivation and doubt into fuel. The night he silenced them wasn't about proving a point to others. It was about proving yet again that his standards are unreachable for anyone but himself. From the moment he stepped onto the pitch, there was a quiet fire in his eyes, that unmistakable determination that has carried him through decades of glory and challenge. Each stride, each touch of the ball carried the weight of expectation. Yet Ronaldo thrives under that weight. The more people question him, the more fiercely he responds. And when those goals went in, when the stadium erupted and the crowd chanted his name, it wasn't just a celebration, it was a statement. Ronaldo doesn't argue with words, he argues with performance. The beauty of his game lies in the discipline that never wavers. Long before the floodlights shine, before the cameras roll, Ronaldo is at work, training, refining, preparing. His body has become a machine built through sacrifice, his mindset sharpened through years of focus. Every drop of sweat, Every hour spent in recovery, every disciplined meal and sleepless night contributes to moments like these. That's what separates him from the rest. Many players rely on talent, but Ronaldo relies on obsession. He knows that greatness doesn't last on memory, it lives through consistency. And that's exactly what silences his critics time and time again. Not one performance, but the relentless pursuit of perfection that fuels all of them. As he scored that second goal, the roar of the crowd was more than just celebration, it was vindication. The same people who once questioned whether he could still deliver at the highest level were now witnessing him do it again with ease. It's almost poetic. The same narrative plays out year after year, league after league. And yet Ronaldo keeps rewriting the ending. His discipline is his defiance. He doesn't let external noise dictate his journey. He lets his results speak. Every match is another page in a story written with sweat and willpower. And while the critics fade in and out, Ronaldo remains constant, unshaken, unstoppable. His commitment to maintaining the highest physical and mental standards is not just rare, it's legendary. What makes this defiance even more powerful is the grace with which he carries it. He doesn't lash out at those who doubt him, he simply rises above them. His actions are his answers. The way he positions himself, the way he times his runs, the precision with which he strikes the ball, all of it is evidence of a man who refuses to let age or criticism define him. Instead, he defines the narrative himself. Every game he plays is another reminder that excellence is not a phase but a lifelong choice. His hunger remains visible in every celebration, his focus unbroken in every challenge. And as the final whistle blew, the message was clear without a single word being spoken. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't silence critics by responding to them. He silences them by being inevitable. Cristiano Ronaldo's performance against Al Nassr's opponents wasn't just another chapter in his career. It was a living example of why his legacy continues to stand taller than ever. Every touch, every sprint, every goal carried the weight of history, not as a burden, but as proof of endurance. He isn't merely playing for records anymore. He's playing for meaning, for the love of competition, for the fire that has burned within him since he first laced up a pair of boots as a boy on the island of Madeira. That fire is what separates him from the rest. It's what transforms ordinary games into spectacles and routine victories into legendary nights. When he steps on the pitch, there's an aura that demands attention. It's the aura of a man who knows exactly who he is, a symbol of what it means to chase greatness long after most would stop. Every goal he scores feels like another page added to a story that refuses to end. Football has seen prodigies rise and fade, but Ronaldo's consistency has defied time itself. The reason his name resonates beyond generations is because he embodies the spirit of reinvention. He's evolved from a dazzling winger to a ruthless finisher, from a young dreamer to a global leader. His legacy isn't just about trophies or stats, it's about longevity, reinvention, and the unwavering belief that limits are only illusions. Even when the world expects him to slow down, he finds another gear. That's why when he scores twice in a single match, it's not just a stat line, it's another chapter in the legend of a man who refuses to bow to time. There's a certain poetry in watching him command a football pitch. His gestures, his glances, his confidence, everything about him speaks of mastery. And yet behind that perfection lies an endless hunger, a drive that refuses satisfaction. It's the same drive that pushes him through grueling training sessions, that makes him analyze every performance with surgical precision. Ronaldo's legacy is not luck or natural gift alone. It's the product of relentless discipline, of years spent perfecting the art of self-belief. That's why his presence in any league, in any team, changes everything. He doesn't just raise the level of competition, he raises the standard of what's possible. And in moments like these, when he delivers brilliance once again, the world is reminded of why he stands apart. His mastery of the game extends beyond skill. It's about mentality, about the refusal to settle for good enough. That's what makes him eternal. The same intensity he brought to Manchester, Madrid and Turin now burns brightly in Riyadh, proving that legends don't fade, they evolve, adapt and inspire new generations to dream. Ronaldo's journey isn't merely a career, it's a message to every aspiring athlete that greatness is not about reaching the top once, but about staying there through willpower, sacrifice and unshakable faith in oneself. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.